this is an exciting day for this community. And frankly, I'm not real surprised that something this impressive, international in nature, is located in Asheville. This is another moment where we have a group that could be someplace else, but is located in this area, and I think that's because, number one, this area is awesome, but two, we have a community that meshes very well with this mission. This is a community that is very much interested in animal welfare, and I learned that on a real personal note recently. I frankly didn't have quite that much of that, I sort of knew that this was an animal-friendly community, but I didn't understand the full scope of it. My sister has been a big volunteer with the Humane Society for a very long time. She is a foster mama to kittens on a rolling basis, and honestly has elected not to have children and to do this instead. I'm serious. So she said, you really need to go on a tour. I had been out to the Humane Society before, but she said, let's go on a tour and look at it. And we went out there this last February, and I fell in love with a dog out there whose name was Flagstaff. At the time, they'd named him Flagstaff. Well, my family, we all came back and we adopted him, and we had a Facebook naming contest, and his name ended up being Sochi for the Winter Olympics, which was happening at the time. And so we did this, and when we left, they took our picture with Sochi, and I thought, oh, they must have a wall, where they put it up on the wall or something. Well, my sister calls me the next day and she says, if you looked at Facebook, you have 1,200 likes. What are you talking about? She said, hey, put that picture up of you adopting Sochi. Well, people went crazy from all over Asheville. I had no idea. It was the biggest political stunt I never knew about. And people would post comments, they'd say, well, I don't necessarily agree with your politics, but I'm so glad you adopted a monkey. So I think that this is, just on a personal note, what I've discovered about this area is that we are a lover of animals. And finally, just one historical note. I was listening to something on NPR recently where they were talking about the history of animal abuse laws, and that animal abuse laws actually predate the laws that grew up around child abuse, and the child abuse laws actually grew out of, and I see some people nodding, some people know this history, that we have the evolution of animal abuse laws to thank for the final evolution of child abuse laws. And I thought that was so fascinating, and in some ways sort of strangely backwards, but just goes to show that love of animal and animal protection and humanity for animals. So again, this is a blessing and a wonderful day, and great for Asheville, great for Buncombe County, and we thank you for your investment in our community.